Welcome to another edition of AML Wrestling Live. My name is Chris Lee, and this is America's Most Liked Wrestling.
Wayne off the ropes, he walks right into a clothesline as Magnus continues to stay on the offensive. As the likes of Zane Dawson, King Shane Williams, and Caprice Coleman, just some of the top stars in contention for that AML Heavyweight Championship. He's got Wayne, and he's going to take him back first, right into the ring post. The small of the back from Wayne, just hitting the ring post. No padding or protection there. Magnus has gained control. Damian Wayne trying to fight for his life. Wayne throws that shoulder into the midsection. Wayne on the outside. He's going to try to take Magnus from the inside out. He's going for that suplex. Magnus sensing desperation. He's going to block it. But Wayne with a tornado DDT from the outside in. That's going to take out Magnus. And the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion is down here. Magnus rolls into position. Wayne's up top once again. Could he possibly hit this elbow drop? If Damian Wayne hits it, it very well could be over. He's going to get it. He wasn't in the best position, but Wayne will still connect with that elbow. He rolls over. He hooks the outside leg. 1, 2, 3. Yes, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, and Magnus, he reverses it into a crucifix. And Damian Wayne, a lackadaisical cover there, a momentary lapse in judgment.
I told you in the interview earlier today that I'm going to show you, Damian Wayne, and the world that there's a reason why I do what I do, and I have the contract that I have on the first pick. So ever hold the world championship, something that none of you will ever understand. But Damian Wayne, I give the devil his due. You proved to me tonight you are everything these people say you are. That's as much as you're going to get from me. Until next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Magnus.
And Mason Cutter now charges in with the big boot. Him and Devin, the hooligans, looking to pick up a win in their AML debut. The Irish whip to Trey Williams into the corner. And the double team there as the double avalanche. Down goes Trey. Oh, what a great flying body attack there with that cannonball. Nicely done by Mason Cutter. 1, 2, and 2.5. As Mason is in high-risk territory now. Here comes Devin, and Devin's going to push off John Williams. Trey Williams drops down now. He's the legal man. He's off the ropes, into wheelbarrow position one more time. But wait a minute, he's caught here, and there's a wheelbarrow-assisted DDT by the hooligans. Here comes Devin Cutter, 1, 2, and Trey Williams gets saved by his brother John at about 2 3/4. There's Mason Cutter. He grabs John Williams now, picks him up, Falcon Arrow suplex, but then he gets kicked in the jaw by a super kick. Fast and furious here. The action is flying in Winston-Salem. Trey Williams goes for a Hurricane Rana, and he gets spiked down with a power bomb. There's a discus forearm by John. Ducks underneath the clothesline, puts him in position, and a Uranagi right on the knee. Mason Cutter's pushed off the apron. Devin Cutter's down. He's kicked in the face. And there's a backstabber there by John Williams. And now Trey Williams with a jumping Cutter. Down goes Devin. 2, 3, and that's going to be a win for the Washington Bullets.
In a time of 11 minutes, 27 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Washington Bullets.
The Washington Bullets have picked up another huge win on this week's main event of AML Wrestling Live.
What an incredible match that was. Folks, if you want to see exclusive matches for AML, check out amlwrestling.com, where some of those matches will never be seen anywhere else.
Coming up next, King Shane Williams versus Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott. King Shane Williams, you are 2-0 right now in AML Wrestling. Now you have Brandon Scott.
Brandon Scott, I am 2-0 in AML, and you give me Mr. Excellent Brandon Scott. Mr. Excellence, let me explain to you exactly what it means to be excellent. This right here, first, is what you need. A crown presented to you by the late, great, fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. You need that. Then, you gotta have a robe just like this, and tights just like this to be excellent. See, pal, Brandon Scott, you're not even in my league. But what you are is gonna be a prime example of what I'm doing to professional wrestling in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm pile driving everybody. You all line up and I will knock you down because I'm the king and you're not. Brandon Scott, beat me if you can.
Wow, big words from King Shane Williams. Let's introduce his opponent right now, Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott. You're making your AML debut tonight. What's going to happen in this match?
Baby, I'm so excited to be in Winston-Salem tonight. I'm excited to go out there in front of those fans, those rowdy fans, and I'm excited because I'm debuting for AML Wrestling tonight. But I have a tough opponent. His name is King Shane. He thinks he's better than everybody else. He thinks he's on top. But Brandon Scott is going to dethrone King Shane Williams tonight, and you're going to find out why they call me Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott.
All right. Well, nice to meet you, and I like this guy. Let's take this to ringside.
Weighing in at 215 pounds from Knoxville, Tennessee, accompanied to the ring by Queen Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, the King, Shane Williams.
As we roll out the red carpet for King Shane Williams and his Queen Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of AML Wrestling Live. I'm Blake Chadwick, going to bring you all the action this week in our main event as King Shane Williams makes his way out here. He will be going one-on-one with Brandon Scott, and from what I understand, qualifying matches to crown the first ever AML heavyweight champion will be starting here in the next few weeks. With the streak he's been on here in Winston-Salem, has to be throwing his name into
His
consideration.
challenger hails from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, at 197 pounds, Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott.
And here comes Brandon Scott, looking as lean as I've ever seen him. Brandon Scott, 5'8", about 200 pounds, is a 7-year pro. And Scott is one of the busiest men along the East Coast. He's only 26 years old, but he is one of the fastest rising stars competing in Virginia, Maryland, of course, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, all on a regular basis as he's looking to shoot up the ladder, especially here at America's Most Liked Wrestling. And he's going to have a great opportunity here to knock off King Shane Williams, who a few weeks ago we saw dispatch another man who would be in consideration for that AML Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and that is Caprice Coleman. And he also took out Scotty Matthews. If you go on to AMLWrestling.com, check out some of those exclusive online matchups. He nearly broke Scotty Matthews' neck in that encounter back in the early part of 2015.
Unnecessary.
Pledge fealty to the king.
Unnecessary.
Winter is coming, Ref. Winston-Salem, it's wrestling time.
Bell sounds, this one's underway. King Shane Williams and Brandon Scott going one-on-one this week on the CW Triad 20. Brandon Scott backs King Shane into the corner. Let's see if the King gives him a clean break.
Whoa, hey.
And you're going to see the clean break there by Brandon Scott, showing off that sportsmanship. And I'll tell you what, Scott looking to make a name for himself in this region. Wait, there's a roll-up. One. Only gets a near fall. It would have to be considered somewhat of a huge upset if the youngster Scott can knock off the King. As King Shane, of course, known for his famous blood feud with Jerry the King Lawler all throughout the state of Tennessee. He is known as the king of independent professional wrestling. And if he could dispatch Brandon Scott with that pile driver, that would make victim number 3 here at America's Most Like Wrestling. And King Shane trying to wear down young Brandon Scott here with an armbar, full arm dragon twist right in the center of the ring. And Scott showing off that quickness. He's going to get out of it and reverses into one of his own. And trying the top wrist lock on King Shane Williams, trying to fluster the King in the early moments. King Shane trying to get out of this on his own right. And he's going to walk right into a hammerlock. And it looked like Brandon Scott might be going for a Lamahi straw cradle. King Shane Williams backs away. And it looks like the youngster from Harrisonburg, Virginia, flustering the King in the opening couple of minutes here. King Shane is going to regroup. And a good showing here by Brandon Scott might not only put him into consideration for that AML Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, as King Shane grabs the hammerlock and then shoves him off to show who is the boss, or the king in this instance, right here at AML Wrestling. But you got to think both these men want to be in consideration for WrestleCade 2015 coming up Saturday, November 28th at the Benton Convention Center right here in Winston-Salem. Last year we saw Matt Hardy successfully defend that WrestleCade heavyweight title against Drew Galloway as a beautiful arm drag takedown and a drop kick by Brandon Scott. He's in control, and King Shane's going to try to dump him to the outside. Brandon Scott's going to be hanging there. He waits for King Shane to come in, and he throws a knee right to the jaw. Now Brandon Scott, he's going to high-risk territory here. Scott off the top. There's a high cross body. 1, 2. And he nearly knocks off King Shane with a huge upset. And King Shane there with a palm thrust right to the throat is going to regain control, as both of these men, again, want to make sure they are in attendance at the Benton Convention Center for WrestleCade 2015. As I was saying, over 3,000 people in attendance in that main event that saw Matt Hardy successfully defend that WrestleCade heavyweight title over Drew Galloway. Past, present, and future stars will all be in attendance, as that's an event you certainly want to be there for. As the crowd's on its feet here, they know it could be coming. And Brandon Scott ducks underneath there. And he's throwing some right hands, and he snaps off a DDT. Could this do it here? Scott, 1, 2, and Brandon Scott nearly gets the 2 count. You see Queen Taylor on the outside pleading with Ron Mills to not count 3. But Brandon Scott, an excellent showing in his AML debut right here. Be sure to join us tomorrow afternoon right here at Johnny and June's at the AML Arena, Saturday, May 24th. Be sure to be there. Get your tickets today. Leg lariat, beautifully done by King Shane. He's going to try cover 1, 2, and another near fall. Tickets starting as low as $8. Get them now at amlwrestling.com. As King Shane, the frustration is setting in here this Saturday afternoon, as he's just pummeling Brandon Scott with right hands and taking over here in this main event. Could he be going back to the pile driver again? Instead, he's going to spin him around. It looks like a reverse neck breaker's on his way. And he just jacks the youngster right down to the mat. And King Shane goes back to the cover, lateral press, 1, 2. Doesn't hook the leg. And another near fall for the king of independent professional wrestling. As King Shane Williams, along with the likes of Bornell Walker and Caprice Coleman and Zane Dawson, as you see a back elbow, gonna ground Brandon Scott once again. Those 4 men are considered the top 4 contenders for that AML Wrestling Championship, and we will crown a new champion tomorrow afternoon in that 4-way matchup, 1 fall to a finish. Folks, it is going to be arguably the most historic day of AML action thus far, as King Shane, with that delayed vertical suplex, all the blood rushing to the head of the youngster Brandon Scott. He's dropped down right into the center of the ring. And this capacity crowd here, Johnny News, wait, 1, 2, and a near fall. This capacity crowd, love him or hate him, showing the respect to King Shane Williams for how dominant thus far this afternoon.
Winston-Salem. See 4 men face off for the AML Heavyweight title. Plus, Big Doc Gallows and the Bullet Babe Amber O'Neal.
Fans, don't miss AML Wrestling live right here at Johnny and June's in Winston-Salem. It's going to be on May 24th. You can go to amlwrestling.com, get your tickets right now, and be on television with us.
Sometimes my baby girl's in the bed when I get home. And that's the part of this that a lot of folks don't realize. The dealership is not just a family business. It's not just a legacy project. It's not just a way to make money. Of course, it is all those things. But more importantly for me, it's a passion. It's got my flair. We're not for everybody. Music's a little loud. The gong ceremony is a little over the top. The colors are a little bright. We tend to wear silly hats, high-fiving and dancing around. We have a good time. Some people don't like to buy cars in that atmosphere, and that's okay. We're not for everybody, but there's a lot of love in it. And I think you can feel that when you walk in the door.
The Emmy-nominated and Telly Award-winning Carmen. Out now. Order the DVD today at thecarmenmovie.com.
AML fans, you can catch AML Wrestling anytime online. Just go to amlwrestling.com. Also, while you're there, make sure you pick up a few tickets to see us live right here in Winston-Salem.
Honesty, a value that seems lost in today's auto industry. At Beamer Tire and Auto Repair, we have built our reputation on providing honest and friendly service. With 2 ASE certified master technicians and industry-leading technology, the tire experts at Beamer are well equipped to service or repair any maker model on the road today. So, for all of your future automotive needs, be sure to stop by Beamer Tire and Auto Repair. We care because you can go anywhere.
And King Shane trying to wear Brandon Scott down more and more here in this matchup. The youngster has a lot of fight and determination in him. This is a young man who has teamed with the likes of Tawny Dreamer, Superfly, Jimmy Snuka. He's done a whole lot in his young 7-year career. And the inside out, the clothesline, and the elbow right to the throat there of King Shane, trying to wear down that neck of Brandon Scott, of course setting him up for that pile driver. That devastating pile driver nearly broke Scotty Matthews' neck. Wait, Brandon Scott's going to block it. He puts the brakes on. Could he be going for the backslide? Can the momentum of Scott take him over? King Shane outweighs him by about 31 pounds, and you see the weight advantage right there for the King. And he takes him right down again with a swinging neck breaker. Another neck breaker variation by King Shane Williams. Hooks the inside leg. 1, 2, and a 2.5. As Ron Mills is only going to count 2. As Queen Taylor certainly trying to cheer her man on, as she inserted herself into that Caprice Coleman match a couple weeks ago, which allowed King Shane to come out on top, as once again he's going for the pile driver. Will the second time be the charm? Brandon Scott's going to pick up his legs. He's going to roll through. Victory roll. 1, 2. And Brandon Scott, presence of mind, gets the pinfall attempt, but he can't capitalize. As King Shane trying to get back to a vertical base. You certainly don't want to piss off the King as he charges into the corner. And he's taking back advantage. Scott's going to put on the brakes. He throws the back elbow up. King Shane staggers back into the center of the ring. Brandon Scott tries to gain control again. And Brandon Scott with a cutter from the middle rope. Impressive move right there by Brandon Scott. Could this do it? He rolls it over. 1, 2. Oh, and folks, I thought that might have done it. 2 7/8, and King Shane Williams kicking out at just the nick of time. And for a man in consideration for that heavyweight title, that was certainly not done well for his style. As there's a jawbreaker by the King as he finds himself another opening. King Shane, Irish whip, the reversal by Brandon Scott, and Scott takes him down with a clothesline. One more time. Brandon Scott starting to find a second wind here. There's a kick to the midsection. Brandon Scott starting to fire up, and there's a discus clothesline. 1, 2, and one more time. At 2 7/8, he's going to kick out as King Shane Williams finds a way to stay alive in this matchup. As the resiliency here of King Shane Williams is something you have to admire, regardless if you like his attitude or not. as there's a knee to the midsection. Could the third time officially be the charm? And he's not going to be able to do it. And a back body drop by Brandon Scott. But King Shane, he's going to try the sunset flip roll through. And the double stomp there by Scott. He's got him in position here. Could he hook the leg? This could do it. 1, 2, and a third consecutive near fall. Ron Mills reiterating to Queen Taylor that he does not count 3, as Brandon Scott thought he had the match won. Now he's going to high-risk territory. Keep your eyes on the youngster. Brandon Scott's going all the way up top. King Shane's trying to get back to his feet. Could this be the Scott Buster? He's up there. Brandon Scott, he might have landed awkwardly on his left knee, and he walks right into a big boot from King Shane, and it's academic from here. You know what's coming, and it's that patented fist drop. Stolen right from the playbook of Jerry the King Lawler. It goes fist drop part 1. Pile driver part 2. He spikes him down, and Brandon Scott's head just bounces right off that mat. 1, 2, 3. And King Shane Williams remains undefeated on AML Wrestling Live.
Here is your winner, the King Shane Williams.
A huge win for the king of independent professional wrestling. His Queen Taylor comes in the ring to help raise his hand. King Shane Williams has just dispatched Brandon Scott. And if you throw in the near broken neck of Scotty Matthews, his victim list has now increased to 3 here in America's Most Liked Wrestling. And folks, with what we've seen here today and with what we know is coming, tomorrow afternoon, May 24th, 2015, in a fatal 4-way, could we possibly be looking at the first ever AML Wrestling Heavyweight Champion?
King Shane Williams, you join me right here. That was a royal performance. You're now 3-0 in AML. How does this feel?
3-0 in AML. It is going. The journey is continuing. The people of Winston-Salem are ready for that wrestler to step up, to take the reins, to grab the crown, and to run to the finish line like no other. The people want their professional wrestling.
Yes.
They want their old school wrestling.
Yes.
They want their new school wrestling.
Yes.
They want AML everywhere. But the only place you're going to see a pile driver like that is right down here at Johnny and June's. The king reigning supreme unlike nobody else, because I'm the king and you're not. And for whatever contender out there that thinks they can step in the ring with me, whether it be that crappy champion Matt Hardy, X-Pac, I don't care who's out there or who is this message. You step up to the plate, Playboy, and I'll knock you out. Beat me if you can.
Let's hear it one more time for King Shane Williams.
Oh, wait, King Shane Williams now. He's going back in the ring. He's got the crown in his hand. And he's going to celebrate one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, love him or hate him, we very well could be looking at the very first America's Most Liked Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Raj Singh is coming to AML Wrestling. That's May 24th in Winston-Salem. See 4 men face off for the AML Heavyweight title. Plus, Big Doc Gallows and the Bullet Babe Amber O'Neal.
Fans, don't miss AML Wrestling live right here at Johnny and June's in Winston-Salem. It's going to be on May 24th. You can go to amlwrestling.com, get your tickets right now, and be on television with us.
All right, Tracy, let's go.
Let it go, let it go.
Still going?
Try not to go so far that way.
Yeah.
Who? Your head. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm doing the Steve.
Yeah,
there you go.
All right, we're standing by.
Let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go.
Cut.
Oh my God.
You didn't turn back to her.
Turn backwards.
You didn't turn back to her.
We'll do it again. That's feeling the beatbox, man.
We're standing by. In 3, 2.
Let it go. Let it go.
Cut.
Do a little swing now.
Yeah.
All right. Stand by. In 3, 2.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Cut.
Trying to tune
My little
it up.
Ariana Grande.
Hey, do one.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
A lot of fans have been asking about the lineup for WrestleCade 2015. Well, folks, more than 100 stars are going to be there. Here's just a sample of who's been announced so far. Matt Hardy, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mr. Anderson, Abdullah the Butcher, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Henry Godwin, Bob Holly, Kevin Sullivan, Shane Douglas, and Harley Race. Go to WrestleCade.com and see who else is coming to Winston-Salem and get your tickets before they sell out. Remember, that's November 28th, WrestleCade 2015.
It's a flying fury of offense right here by Sean Waltman. Zane Dawson, he's going to send him for a ride. Ducks underneath does Waltman. Down goes Dawson. And Waltman trying to get Hardy to his feet. Hardy's in position. And there's the X Factor. Down goes Dawson. We're going to have a new champion. Wait, Waltman turns around. Right, do a twist of fate. Hardy nails him with the twist of fate. He's going to hook the leg 1, 2, 3, and Matt Hardy has retained the WrestleCade Heavyweight Championship.
All right, fans, we want to remind you about WrestleCade on November the 28th in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the Benton Convention Center. Already announced Matt Hardy, The Godfather, Bobby Heenan, and Ken Anderson. It's going to be crazy. So make sure you log on to WrestleCade.com right now. Go ahead and reserve your tickets. It's going to sell out. It has the past 2 years. It definitely will this year. We'll see you there on November 28th.